Maybe I was just hoping for that support Narvik that Mata was talking about.
It is what he said.
The
English-American translation is completely lost. I'll just be the translator in amongst you guys. But what is for certain is Vayne is locked in by CandyPanda. He has only played it once in the summer, but it did used to be one of his strong champions. We'll see how it works out in this one. Of course, we've seen some incredible Vayne mechanics throughout this tournament already, from the likes of Imp getting that pentakill and Ziggs in the middle by Jesiz. That's something that's eluded us.
Totally.
And like you say, finally, it's a champion that he's had great success on. Again, just like WildTurtle's Gogmore, he is only 3-4 on it, so he's not had a positive win ratio, but it's a champion he can play sitting back. But the problem is, it leaves Syndra open for Bjergsen.
To be fair, Jesiz, even on his favorite champions, Orianna and Ahri, he has not had good performances on. So
that's true.
Dipping deep into something else, can't fault them for that. The Syndra from Bjergsen is terrifying. That's often the ban that goes along with Zed when people face TSM. Whew, they're very bold by SK this time around. You can tell they're taking chances here, trying to bait the Maokai pick in order to pick Swain into it, leaving up that Syndra. All very dangerous things, and TSM have a very, very strong team fighting composition here. They even have the ability to get picks with Syndra. If they get control of the map and control that vision, it's going to be very, very dangerous for SK moving around.
Well, that was one of the changes that they made to this banning phase. They banned Syndra in their last encounter here, so we'll see if Bjergsen makes them basically cry for that decision, because you have to feel that if Bjergsen hits his form on a champion like Syndra, let's not forget, if you go all the way back to the beginning of Bjergsen when he finally hit the ripe old age of 17 and was allowed to play in the LCS, came out with Syndra, which we'd not seen up until that point in the European LCS, got his pentakill early on. He's terrifying if he's having a good game.
So the first one in the LCS, I believe, as well, so it was a big turnaround from the man that made his mark in Europe and now absolutely is making his mark for the North American scene. How are TSM going to approach this one? Because this is all about, do you avoid Samsung White?
For TSM, yeah, they definitely, this is a must-win game for them.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, avoiding Samsung White is a huge, huge bonus if they can secure the first spot here. So I think that they're really, all they're going to have to worry about is Dyrus in this game. Because obviously, SK's whole weird champion select was all targeted at Dyrus. They've got Swain for the early game and then Vayne for the late game. They want to hunt him down with that true damage. It's been used by multiple people, taking that Vayne in the late game versus Maokai if he ever tries to split, because Dyrus is the one with teleport, so CandyPanda can hunt him down. They've got a lot of stuff that they bet on this, but Dyrus had a great game earlier today, and we've seen how he gets once he starts off the day really, really strong.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to get involved on this one, of course, don't forget to tweet at LOL Esports using the hashtag SKWin or the hashtag TSMWin. I'm sure everybody is now awake in North America, ready and waiting for this one, along, of course, with Europe, who will be just enjoying their evening as this game gets underway. Svenskeren back in the team and making the calls. The final match for SK. Potentially the final match for TSM. Of course, if they do go 5-1, they will play a tiebreaker. That will happen after the Samsung White EDG game completes. And potentially, there could be 2 tiebreakers. We'll see how that works out.
Tiebreakers galore. Looking forward to a long day today.
Funny fact about this one as well, it's Europe versus North America, but there are actually 3 Danish players. There are actually more Danish players than North Americans.
Where's the official when you need him?
Exactly. We should have brought him in for a special cameo appearance for this. I mean, the mid lane is probably the obvious one to look at there. Jesiz versus Bjergsen. Bjergsen being so dominant for his team. Jesiz, I feel, is one of the weaker mid laners that we have here at the World Championship, and he's got to step up if they're going to win.
Yeah, because Bjergsen has had the upper hand easily in this matchup before. So I expect there to be 4 European players in this mid lane very early on. Svenskeren going to try and help out Jesiz, and then amazing. As we said, the last time that they beat SK, it was a couple of early ganks from him. That's all that Bjergsen needed, and he pretty much ran away with it.
So, lane swaps, that's the big deal. We'll see how WildTurtle and Lustboy deal with Freddy down in this bottom lane.
All right.
nRated has showed himself, so they know what's up.
He's corralled the minions and focused their damage so that they will start pushing ahead. Interesting here, though. They've got a lane's little late swap here from CandyPanda. They weren't quite sure how the lane. nRated got some solo experience in the meanwhile, and Dyrus got himself a few CS. Does ensure that the lane will definitely be pushing against SK, though.
nRated backing off and heading down to the bottom lane. They want to leave CandyPanda to one-on-one Dyrus, and they want to give Freddy support.
Exactly. Interesting. So this Swain here wasn't even for that lane counter, I guess. They're trying to have CandyPanda straight from the start versus Dyrus. And with that range advantage, he should have an easy time. They got the lane pushing against them, as we said. See if Amazing makes an early move down here.
Not messing around either. Over to the ward, and look at this. Onto the golems. He's going to come in from the backside. Wants them golems to back away, not take too much of his health off before they actually get this one going. Meanwhile, Svenskeren is going to the top lane. CandyPanda, tell you what, CandyPanda might actually die. There is someone to heal use. Svenskeren coming in will get the slow, but there's no kill. Oh, he's flashed over, and Dyrus is going to go down, but the first blood actually came in down in the bottom lane as we saw Freddy go down.
And now nRated's in trouble. He's going to get locked up out upside Dark Shield. It's not going to keep him out, but the tower comes down, and it's a double kill for nRated in the bottom lane as Amazing on Lustboy fall. Freddy teleports back in. This is all going horribly wrong for TSM already.
TSM got their hands stuck in the pickle jar here. They wanted way too much down bottom. They didn't need that second kill, and it cost them 2 in return just to take down the support. They didn't even deny a minion wave down there because the teleport was ready for Freddy.
Oh, big damage there onto Jesiz as well. And both of those kills, funnily enough, going over to nRated. So certainly having the best start for him. We've seen him already face-checking a brush at level 1 and giving up that first blood. This one certainly worked out a little better for him. It's going to give him some early wards. Let's look at that dive again.
All right, so this is the first kill that we missed, and this is the kill that they executed cleanly onto Freddy. Good dive by TSM. They tank the turret. Lustboy takes a couple of shots, not so bad. But then they go for the full health Black Shield ready Morgana. Black Shield at level 2 from nRated, and man does it cost them. 2 kills for that, plus a teleport in from Freddy cleanup experience. Pretty sloppy down there from TSM. They are still ahead, but we also have to worry about what happened top lane. I said, they're gonna have to worry about Dyrus up here. Already SK have shown focusing up top, the early gank to get him behind, and the fail flash is going to get in Dyrus's head. His mentality is crucial. Try and keep him balanced.
And you talk about that experience that Freddy cleaned up. He's going to be the first to hit level 6 here. He's way ahead at the moment. Nobody else. Bjergsen just hitting level 5 in that mid lane, so he could very well start taking that lane all on his own once he gets that ultimate roll in. Bjergsen in this mid lane has built up a tiny CS advantage over Jesiz, but Jesiz himself is playing careful because the jungle focus has not been on him like it was in game 1. Everything was all about getting kills on Jesiz, getting Bjergsen rolling. I think Bjergsen feels he can deal with Jesiz on his own. Svenskeren trying to pay a visit once again to the top lane. This time is warded out, and Dyrus should be safe for now.
Yeah, Dyrus having none of it this time around. Last time he knows he gets killed once, they're gonna come back for me. So he sets up double wards to protect himself.
Jesiz sat back here. We did see Lustboy and Amazing just pairing up there in the SK jungle to get some vision down. Looks like they're gonna go even deeper once again. However, both Freddy and nRated, after backing off, won't find themselves in any trouble. CandyPanda, meanwhile, having the free farm in this top lane, outside of obviously the damage that was done to him by Dyrus just a little bit earlier on, and he leads the CS currently. But look at this, Amazing on Lustboy. They're waiting here once again, but that wave's going to go through.
nRated may well go in towards them. No. And again, you know, it was risky dive beforehand. It may be an even worse one this time around. The Dark Binding lands. There's going to be the never move, and now Lustboy just going to have to force them away. And SK are safe once again. This time around, Svenskeren's attention has been drawn. He's making his way down south.
Freddy, I wonder how close he actually is to this level 6 here. This is a decent minion wave that's coming in. He's not going to hit it from this one, I don't think, but we'll be pretty close. And, well, if there's a minion wave underneath his tower, you definitely don't want to be thinking about diving him, because he's going to be pulling everything back with a black shield in there as well. slowly but surely Svenskeren is also starting to work his way down bottom.
But it is sort of dangerous for Svenskeren to be on this side of the map. Because TSM is spending so much time on this red jungle of SK, he's got to think that there are wards in here. You have to infer that because they've spent so much time down here, they've been dropping wards. Both of them did just now expire though, so he's actually clear. And he just hit level 6. Good place for Kha'Zix. He can actually pull off a fairly strong gank now.
I think we need to pay attention to is the fact that Jesiz can throw that Mega Inferno bomb out from range. We haven't seen a Ziggs throughout this tournament yet. May well have just slipped some of their minds that he doesn't need to be all the way down there. We'll keep our eyes on this one. I want to talk about the fact that Vayne is off on his own. He's ahead in CS over WildTurtle. Quite considerably at the moment, actually. And that's surely a problem. While Cockmore can keep up pretty well with a Vayne late game, if CandyPanda can get going, they really need to start shutting him down.
Yeah, they really have to worry about that split pushing Vayne because it's going to be a problem for them. They don't really have good answers for it. TSM is much more focused on the team fight, so they'll probably be focusing on those dragons and the teleports from Dyrus, trying to trade objectives. But really, the window on diving bottom has definitely closed for TSM. Freddy has hit that level 6, and as you said, with the Morgana shield, very, very dangerous to overextend down here again. It already cost Turtle a lot of CS. That's where a lot of that discrepancy is coming from, is the botched dive from TSM down bottom. They don't want to mess it up more for Turtle. But he gets hit with Binding.
Yeah, Binding and never move could be a problem. That's a good knock-up onto nRated. Not sure that the damage is really there to get a finisher, but now with the ultimate of WildTurtle, that'll give him a bit more presence in that lane. Pink ward being stood on by Amazing. Svenskeren is waiting and actually will jump on top of him. Insta-kicked away. Amazing's at half HP. There's the Inferno bomb coming through, but not enough.
Everything avoided there. Bombs left, right, center. And Amazing finally burnt the flash out. Didn't save the pink ward though. That was the whole goal. He still managed to get his hands on that one.
I think the goal was actually to assassinate Amazing. They're trying to use the pink ward as bait.
Yes.
And,
no kidding.
and they did at least get his flash out of it. So not all is lost for SK. But as you said, TSM answered back. They actually get that pink ward. Once again, though, focus top here. They're returning to dive Dyrus. CandyPanda's got him under the turret, ready for a condemn.
Well, where is the condemn? There is the ultimate already going. Knocks him against the turret. Style points for that one. They'll get the kill. Svenskeren jumps away. Nicely done. Instant TSM answer, though, with the dragon.
Dyrus the Martyr, once again, they're sacrificing him up top. It could be okay, because he's still scrounging up some farm in the top lane. He's about still even with his counterpart, Freddy, from the bottom side. But again, it's the top lane turret traded for the dragon, plus all of this focus onto CandyPanda. SK are putting a lot of money into this Vayne, and it's going to come online very quickly here. See how much of this Blade of the Ruin King he can get.
Freddy pulling that ultimate down, keeping pressure on them. I don't think there's a move that's going to work out. There's the Soul Shackles. Amazing joins the party, doesn't land the Sonic Wave, and Freddy and nRated disengage. Everybody piles in. Dyrus teleports down and gets himself a kill. That is exactly what he needed. Bjergsen coming around the side.
Yeah, Freddy needs to really hook the tower and hope that Svenskeren can get in. There's a big stun. Q from Amazing lands, and it's Dyrus that will get that one. WildTurtle's recalling here. We have Kha'Zix coming down, but honestly, Svenskeren not sure he wants to be here.
That cost them 2 lanes of pressure. SK shove up mid, and they shove up top. More money fueled into CandyPanda. TSM, at least they did execute the tower dive well this time. When we said the door closed on tower dives, that was 3-man tower dives. 5 still an option.
Absolutely. Bjergsen returns back to the mid lane. Can he land anything at Jesiz? I think he's happy to just keep him at bay there. May throw a stun his way. Doesn't land it. So, CandyPanda, he's gone back, got himself that Bilgewater Cutlass. We'll see how that progresses. Obviously, Blade of the Ruin King will be the first item out. And he has got himself a big chunk of farm. But now, WildTurtle goes top. CandyPanda responds, goes bottom.
And again, TSM, global gold, definitely in their favor. Really the point of power for SK is the Vayne. Will it pay off for them? They put a lot of emphasis getting CandyPanda ahead and trying to shut down Dyrus. But Maokai, regardless, he's going to finish that Rod of Ages. He's just going to try and soak up some damage here. We'll see if CandyPanda can make this worth.
It's been a while since we've seen CandyPanda do well on Vayne. It used to be a massive champion earlier on for him, but only played it once this season. There is the dive coming in, amazing to the ward. The kick comes around as well, and Freddy with the ultimate running, trying to get away with Flash and survive, but they may lose this tower now.
But the top tower, the bottom tower, sorry, is being pressured. That wave will get cleared out by Jeziz's ultimate. He will just about survive this one if he goes too deep. A lot of damage coming out of Bjergsen. But that bottom tower went down, and they're still pushing. Nobody from TSM reacting. Dyrus is all on his own trying to defend against 3 members of SK.
Lustboy goes back. He's going to try and get in there for the shield and buy some extra health for this turret, but they're shoved off so quickly.
3 of them pushing through. Actually, they're going for Dyrus, who pops his ultimate in there, gets the 3-man knock up. Lustboy knocks them all away, but CandyPanda's still fighting this one. They want Dyrus. They'll get him as well. Against the tower, he was knocked, and there is amazing now finding Freddy, who will lock him up. Will Freddy be able to escape this one? Great dodging with the ward. I think that Freddy might get away. And will not just save him, but gets the kill as well.
Both teams trying all that they can to beat up on these top laners. It's beat up on Dyrus and Freddy today, but Freddy is actually able to survive. So SK come out a little bit more ahead. CandyPanda gets another assist, actually, at the turret, and they don't take down the secondary turret.
SK Gaming doing their best to play spoiler here to TSM's party. They really want to try and get that #1 spot, but they have to take a victory here to even draw level with Edward Gaming, who currently sit pretty. At the moment, Star Wars Road Club, get the right team out there. Damn it, it was going so well until then. So SK Gaming though, blue buff. Jesiz will come across and collect this one. I was just about to say, but the rest of TSM, they're going to cause problems here. Sven may be forced to smite this one away. No, it doesn't look like. Yes, he does. So that's going to be taken away from Jesiz.
That is a small win for TSM because Kha'Zix actually does have some decent wave clear of his own. It's not nearly Ziggs, but this is not the worst case scenario for SK having to smite that one. Sven definitely probably feeling good about it.
Yeah, he'll enjoy that one. And the theme's done for Jesiz as well, so not exactly the end of the world. Red buff actually given to WildTurtle, who just in time after his Trinity Force comes in. TSM might be thinking about something here, especially with the Dragon just 120 away from spawning.
You know, I kind of do have to question the allotment of wards here from TSM, though. You mentioned Dragon coming up in a minute. You kind of want to shift all your vision down to that area if you're going to want to take it because, you know, TSM, they do have the exact timer on it. They were the ones who made the trade for Dragon, but all of their vision is up on this blue top side, and they don't have a strong split pusher. They don't want to be on that top side of the map. I mean, Dyrus should be just hugging his turret trying to defend against CandyPanda. He's already got the Blade of the Ruin King. He can't be out in the open versus CandyPanda. Some switch of vision would definitely be in TSM's favor if they could move some wards down.
Freddy, he's going to get ganged up on again.
Wow.
Doesn't matter. WildTurtle's just picking him up. Lustboy tries to come around the side. Thank you very much. I'll take that one. Has to use the Monsoon, but the tower's on him. One more hit will go down. Svenskeren gets the kill, and it's a 1-for-1 trade.
You could see Amazing was tanking the turret for a while, but he didn't want to take that last shot, and it does cost Lustboy his life here. Even Turtle did everything he could trying to get that heal in. Another dive down bottom with not the cleanest of results for TSM. Yes, they did get Freddy, but again, cost them some exchange of gold. And SK will definitely be glad to take that one. CandyPanda is a monster up here, now level 11, out-levels Dyrus. There's no way Dyrus wants to go head-to-head with him.
Yeah, interesting as well that they've allowed the Vayne to have so much free time in that lane and really get going. Jesiz getting stunned up here. Bjergsen not actually going to go from it. In fact, they're going to try and counter with this one. Bjergsen going to go low. Meanwhile, down on the bottom side, Svenskeren kicked away. 3 men there for TSM and the TP from Dyrus.
They can't fight this though because Bjergsen got chunked so hard. Oh, he's going to get the stun though. Beautiful.
Freddy locked up and taken down. That will turn the tables for sure. TSM playing it hard right now. CandyPanda finally joining this fight, but he's not being involved. They're going to instead try to turn their attention to that middle tower where SK try to distract them. CandyPanda, I don't think he's got enough to take the tower. Oh, we'll do with Jesiz.
So once again, tower for Dragon traded for TSM. However, they did get a really nice pick there onto Freddy. Can they? Oh my
What
God!
are they doing? I don't know what they're doing here. Bjergsen's going to surely go down.
What? No! Go back to
That is live! He took him down!
Holy
The double
moly.
kill for Svenskeren! Holy
the typhoon! The typhoon! What screen are we on? Where's the computer?
Tropical storm playing havoc right here in Taipei, but SK Gaming, they get themselves a double kill for Svenskeren. Lustboy went down, they're still pushing on towards the inner turret in the mid lane. Freddy's going to protect the bottom. It is all going SK's way despite TSM getting Dragon.
What in the world happened? We gotta pick up the pieces, guys. All right, secondary turret does go down mid in that exchange, and SK came out huge. I believe they cleaned up a bunch of kills there because that was a dangerous jaunt through the forest for TSM.
Yeah, I didn't really understand why they were trying to
Neither did the
funnel through there with the Ziggs who can hit all three of you so simply. That was, for me, a little bit strange. A miscommunication, seemingly, from TSM. And that leaves SK Gaming now 1,700, 1,600 gold in the lead in this one as we approach 20 minutes. They're 10-6 up. And for me, CandyPanda being left alone to get the farming lane. He's now sat at 2-0-4 as well. That's a scary vein already.
You mentioned that. It looks like Svenskeren cleaned up a bunch of the kills from the typhoon jaunt through the forest. He's now got 5 kills and a BF sword on top of this. He's looking to carry hard right now, and he just hit level 11. So gigantic power spike from Svenskeren, but good stun from Bjergsen could take him out. If TSM kills Svenskeren, that's a huge amount of the gold off of SK's roster right now.
Well, right now, TSM trying to put the moves on the mid lane, but SK Gaming, they have that Ziggs, and it is a gigantic wave clear. Oh, Freddy, they're coming for you, buddy. They're coming once again. Oh, they're deciding against it. He's already running. He's like,
they're going to get top tower, though.
They've left them. They've abandoned it, and that's why they've decided to try and back away. But this is CandyPanda, who's got a massive stack of damage alongside CandyPanda. Svenskeren just going to rip through this tower before they can get close.
Well, they're going to do their best. It looks like Dyrus and Amazing going to try and, well, they just throw a little baby there. Answered 1 turret for 2 turrets here. TSM clean up some outer gold. Easier for TSM to answer objectives right now because there are extra turrets standing up for them. Oh, never mind. He didn't get that bottom one.
Nope, they got a Ziggs. And they've also got the blockade down there. WildTurtle still pushing though. Freddy's starting to have problems preventing him. I don't think this was the split pusher he was expected to face, but look at SK Gaming. They're all pulling back, and they've got themselves that second inner turret of the game. It's 5-2 currently to SK Gaming. CandyPanda waiting off at the side. Dyrus, you know, he's been playing this one very cautiously in this top lane. CandyPanda constantly sits in a bush, waits, and Dyrus he's not falling for it. Those saplings are being used fully to check everything.
That's what he said for the champions. Like, nobody's going to be able to 1v1 CandyPanda in the mid game here. TSM are all about the team fights, but SK have done a magnificent job of running them around the map. As we said before, when they have their completed roster back in the regular season of the LCS, this is the game that SK excelled at. They're bringing it full force here towards TSM. They want to play that spoiler and deny TSM the option of getting the tiebreaker here.
So that's the interesting thing, because it's been Freddy that has fulfilled that split push role. They've taken his Nidalee and his Aatrox, which is obviously the champions that he'd love to have in that, but CandyPanda completely stepping up so far in this game. 2-0-4, 40, 50 CS ahead of that of WildTurtle. And it's not just the fact that he's done so well. TSM really did leave him alone for a long time in that top lane, and someone, somehow, are going to have to deal with that one. Obviously, Dyrus got his Rod of Ages earlier. He's going to be moving towards that Frozen Heart next of all, which will make him feel a little more confident. But look at SK. This is the SK that we were so pleased with and looked so good in the European LCS this spring, this split, managing to group up so quickly to get the towers.
I would expect TSM to start defending objectives now. I mean, they want a team fight. Dyrus does have teleport, so they can sort of buy time for him to push. But Maokai, not the quickest of split pushers, so maybe they'll look for Dyrus to teleport in behind and sort of catch this group, because both Vayne and Kha'Zix excel on their mobility. and TSM can shut it down. They've got the Maokai to lock him down, and then Bjergsen easily follow up with a stun and burst to take out one of those high priority damage targets from SK. This is really going to be a lot of weight on the black shield from nRated. He has to be on point with it if SK want to come out ahead in one of those.
Oh, CandyPanda's already realized it. They were going to try and collapse towards him. He's backing off straight away. Dragon is up in 30 seconds time, and TSM, can they try and push the mid? No, that Ziggs bomb is there once again, and if they're going to take it, they're going to have to tank it, and that is exactly what they do. That's the first tower in a while for TSM, but 3 outer turrets all now down.
20 seconds, Dragon.
They turn their advantage. They try to catch SK off guard. There's not a lot of vision from SK down in that river, and they may well get caught off from the side here.
Yeah, nRated having to pick up home guards there just to speed out of the base, I think, in time to join in for this one, knowing that that Dragon was coming up a little quicker than they'd factored into things. But there is CandyPanda. He's got the stun onto Lustboy against the wall. Not quite got enough. Tumbles away from the stun of Bjergsen, though. And that is a lot of damage. Will that scare TSM away, and should it?
Freddy is back in the split pushing role. He has teleport. Are they going to contest this Dragon? It looks like they're circling around for it. Teleport ready.
I think they're too late. I don't think they can get close enough. In goes Svenskeren, doesn't manage to land it. Gets locked up straight away by Dyrus, but Flash is out. Can they disengage quick enough? That's the question. They come around the side. TSM don't want any of it. It is going to buy SK the advantage. They're going to try and rush them in.
Late teleport down means they lose the pressure top and they lose the Dragon. Can TSM get inside their base, though? It's going to be a long route around. It looks like the pings are back to Baron. Vision control not in SK's favor, though. TSM still have wards inside, so they won't have to rush into a trap.
How many of these plays have we seen? Going to Dragon, one team going up mid, the others recalling or running back.
Oh,
and
you want to start
the
that.
opposition moving around. Svenskeren getting a big chunk of damage from the Baron.
Jesiz threw the bomb in there. Sven's like, thanks.
Thanks, bro. Nice one.
Different pages there, I guess.
But this could be dangerous for TSM on the same front. I don't think he meant to ward there. I think I was supposed to go over the top.
Hey, it's Leaston. He's got a side stone. You can make those mistakes.
Totally allowed. So, TSM, back to the drawing board. They kept them at bay. They got the Dragon. And they are still just 1,500 gold apart, despite being 3 turrets down. So, technically, for TSM, there is money in the bank on the board. The question is, can they push them towers down? And can they slow this CandyPanda down on Vayne?
Yeah, TSM, basically, they have to play it calmly here. If they just rely on Dyrus for the peel, Lustboy to sit next to Turtle and not be by himself, then they should be okay, because Turtle's getting very close to his Blade of the Ruined King as well. When you have Trinity Force Blade on Cog, he is very, very much self-sufficient. And even though he doesn't have the escape, they have the Janna and they have the peel we mentioned. So he should be okay with the dive in from SK.
Push back here, a lot of sweeping going on. Freddy also going to have himself a massive wave here. And look at that gold difference over time. Swung slightly in a couple of different directions. There was that point where TSM had about 1,200 gold lead. But since about 17 minutes, this has been all about SK gaming. And whilst that graph might be a slight misrepresentation, I feel, because the difference is not that big.
Yeah, the actual value of the difference is not that high. What I do want to commend TSM for is their ward coverage around this Baron pit. Many people have said it, but SK, they do not buy that many wards, and it really limits their options here towards the late game when they're the ones who have the threat of the Vayne, who's very strong 1 versus 1 and can split. And Freddy here, oh, actually, never mind, his teleport's not back up. But it makes it that much more dangerous and limits CandyPanda's options because they don't have the vision to call these plays.
They don't have a ward there at the moment. That is exactly what you mean. They need to get something in there, which is why you can see SK starting to make the move in towards that Baron River once again, sweep out everything TSM placed, and replace it with their own. This is a European team after all. This is what we used to see, and they continue to flow on through. Bit of a gap starting to build, I feel, in gold between CandyPanda and WildTurtle. CandyPanda is constantly off on the sides, and you can see it's only 1,000 gold right now, but WildTurtle's having to group with his team while CandyPanda's constantly split pushing.
That's what SK have to rely on here. I mean, they're all about the spread out team fights, and TSM are all about the grouped up 5v5.
Go for it.
Finding landing there, and SK Gaming knocked back by Bjergsen's stun. TSM have moved back towards the Baron pit, and surely SK are just going to go up mid. That's what they've done so well here. That's a big chunk of damage from WildTurtle onto nRated, though.
Yeah, just a couple of shots there as well. That's all that landed. TSM ripped them. But again, they're going to try and pressure that mid. This is all they're doing, though. They're going to back straight off because CandyPanda is not with them. They can't engage in a fight while he's not there. There's no teleport, so he has to be involved sooner or later.
And they don't want to take that straight up even 5v5. They're going to have him split push, and they're going to try and catch people out as TSM try and deal with the split push. It's all about isolated targets here for SK. You can see it in the way that Svenskeren's building his Kazakhs. It's all about that damage. He wants to catch somebody if TSM try and rotate. Oh, they got him, though!
Exactly what I was expecting. Sven's the one that's caught off the side there. Dyrus, though, has to back off. It was a flash twisted advance. It didn't really lock onto the target they wanted, and CandyPanda, he's still pushing.
Yeah, Kazakhs is the slippery target, not the one that's easy to lock down here. Svenskeren doesn't even have to burn a flash. Ult and leap enough to get him to safety. CandyPanda has done his job. Wave creates pressure for TSM. They have to answer that. Dyrus goes up, and all of their ward coverage around Baron cleared out by SK.
That was an interesting one. Actually, I think TSM took more damage than SK during that fight.
In a 4v5, that's a worry.
Yeah, that is a worry. I mean, add Bane into that, and you've got a real issue as the ward there just going to be disabled and then cleared out afterwards, but we'll get blinded in there. Svenskeren actually going to jump in. Dyrus is off the back, so he needs to be careful. Look at the damage. Oh, hello, amazing. He comes over the wall, and CandyPanda's waiting.
Isolated target, SK get the pick. Vision control does pay off. They put it down when it counts here. They've got that control around Baron. They're looking for another pick. WildTurtle shoves mid.
He tries, but the problem is you're against the Ziggs, and that bomb will be up shortly, so WildTurtle's going to get next to nothing, trying to draw their attention away from that Baron. They are down on a 4-on-5 right now, but SK, they're not going to rush into anything. They're happy to take that pick, and they're going to go back to their tactic and play this one out slowly.
Level 16 CandyPanda, he far outlevels anyone on TSM right now. He is a monster.
See if he can get involved. Waiting for the opportunity that last time. They've got slight vision problems at this stage. Nothing up there because of that pink ward. Cleared things out, and you can see they're moving as a 3 or 4-man team now, just to make sure that they can get some control back of that top side. Wow, they're going for it here. Lustboy may have said, oh, they're from the backside. Freddy going to be the focus. Bjergsen goes low. Jesiz just pinned him on the wall. Meanwhile, CandyPanda was chasing him this entire time. They've been focusing Freddy as they kick him through the wall, and now SK have to leave. They've lost 2 men.
SK funnel into the jungle, and TSM take their 5v5. They're happy. Thank you very much. 2 kills for TSM. Now, what can they actually get out of it, though? Because all lanes are shoved.
Massive split targeting there. They just didn't focus on anything, and Bjergsen gets out with his life. The dragon is up, and that is where they're going. They're going to deal with the gigantic wave to the
that's a
side.
dangerous trap.
This is a tricky lane. They're going to see the teleport's required. WildTurtle taking low, but have they got enough on him? Svenskeren instead. He's in trouble. He gets picked up. Now they're focused in. Howling Gale doesn't quite catch on Jesiz, but TSM get themselves another kill. They will take the dragon, and that is a big swing, and it's going to take gold finally in TSM's favor.
It was quite a beautiful bait there, but they did have to use Dyrus' teleport to pull it off. Bjergsen comes in, 100% the support. As you said, he's on the wrong side. This is a split-off team fight here. He has to burn flash, and Lustboy saves him with the shield, and then tries to get a little bit of heal off there over the wall, too, I believe, with his Monsoon. And Bjergsen, able to survive, meant that Freddy, 2 versus 1 over there, had a hard time versus Dyrus and Amazing.
And all that down by Dragon was slightly strange as well. Svenskeren kind of went in there. CandyPanda sat back and said, it looked like though he was saying, no guys, I don't think we should take this fight. He didn't get involved in it whatsoever. Yeah. And now SK once again goes straight back to the Baron. And well, you mentioned it earlier, Europe, they've done this almost exclusively over the course of this last split. And SK being one of the stronger teams when it comes to that kind of thing. Once again getting vision around the backside of that pit. TSM looking to group up with 4 around the mid lane.
What's becoming evident here is when these fights do happen, and like you said, they don't want to get drawn into this 5v5, there's no tank on SK. They can't go into those prolonged fights. Freddy kind of can try and draw the attention, but look at the damage on towards him. He has to flash away. Still going to go down. WildTurtle finds the target and shreds down Freddy.
Freddy burns to the ground. Man, Turtle with just the W active and ultimate spam. Ridiculous damage, melting Freddy. As you said, no real tank, and he's not close enough to any minions.
Shield coming in there, so you got binding from nRated, but not sure he really wants to stick around there. That's the problem that they've got, you know. Svenskeren, oh, he's gonna get stunned up, flash from Lustboy. Not quite landing with the Howling Gale. Could have been a lot more dangerous. Amazing, slightly wide with the Q means that Jesiz can walk away. And TSM, are they gonna go Baron or are they gonna push mid? It looks like Baron.
These aggressive Janna plays, some of them have been spectacular. That one, a little bit missing the mark. Threw everything at him, even the Frost Queen.
Another setup here, nRated almost walking into it. They're trying to bait somebody into that side lane, but it's not going to happen. Instead, SK do regroup. Here come TSM. They want to sweep around the back of them. SK pushing forward. Freddy not with them, has got teleport, but TSM again. They're going to get drawn into something.
Wasting quite a bit of time here. SK are gaining some pressure in mid and cleaning out bottom. They've got teleport on Freddy, so they're fine. That vision.
It's a good binding into Dyrus, stopping coming in, but amazing. Is going to look for this one. Nice jump away from Svenskeren. Frost Queen actually used to stop them chasing through completely. And honestly, WildTurtle, he's almost got a free reign on this with no one with really any armor, any defense. Bjergsen will take nRated. There is Jesiz having to flash back to his
going to the back door, the front door on the top turret.
He's going straight for the inhibitor turret. TSM, they're pretty low on health here. They're going to go towards the Baron. This is tricky. Mega Inferno Bomb was used a moment ago. There's the Monsoon. That will top everyone off. CandyPanda comes back around. The teleport from Freddy going in towards the top lane. Are they going to be able to sneak around? You can see Svenskeren. He's looking to jump in. CandyPanda comes around the side. WildTurtle is his focus, but he got stunned down. Gets himself one kill. Can he get a second? He does, but he will go down. Lustboy's focused off. Jesiz locks on towards him. Svenskeren comes leaping around the side. He's shut down WildTurtle, and TSM are scattered to the wind.
That's exactly where they don't want to be. This fed Kha'Zix cleans up. Now they've got control of Baron. It's up to Dyrus. Solo man to try and stop this. There's not much he can do, though. Freddy can tank it with his ultimate.
Oh, Jesiz actually decently low, though. Gonna get knocked by another sapling. There's Lustboy coming in. Dyrus will dive his way. There is a Zonius. Is it enough, though? No. It is enough. The shutdown for Svenskeren onto Dyrus, and they can turn back onto the Baron. No one outside of Lustboy is gonna have to do a miracle Howling Gale. Doesn't release it, and the Baron goes to SK Gaming. Whew.
All right, let's take another look. As you said, they were low in this, and they had to use the Janna Monsoon just to heal up. Turtle is isolated, so Svenskaren's going to easily eat him up. CandyPanda takes down 2 before they're able to finish him off, and Freddy the entire time, full health, draining everyone. Great job by SK splitting up the squad of TSM. Without that Janna Monsoon, they kind of panicked.
And it was always a tricky Baron. 3 of them went in. They'd already used the Monsoon, as you said, to top themselves off, starting the Baron. So without that disengage, it was tricky. Now Svenskeren, is he going to walk into a trap? It's only Lustboy and Bjergsen here. They're going to lock on 100% done. nRated, he goes down. Bjergsen gets him again.
He's going to have nightmares. Bjergsen is just dominating him.
3 kills, basically. I mean, nRated's got nothing to stop that happening. And again, down this time on that bottom side. Leaves nRated at 255, and TSM look to be making a move towards CandyPanda. What's he gonna do? He's already backed away.
Looking to pressure this secondary turret here. Dyrus is not with them, but again, he has his teleport, so he can easily go answer Freddy's wave that Freddy's creating right now. TSM going to get a big chunk of the turret. Let's see if they decide to tank it and finish it. Yep.
That's all they can do, and they do take it down. Nicely done from TSM. And that's all built off that one play, taking down nRated. I was about to say, you know, while it's all well and good popping that support, you are only taking down a support with the ultimate of your mid laner.
It's Bjergsen. Bjergsen Syndra. This is why people don't give it to him. He consistently creates plays for the team. 1 support kill, gets a turret, gets a dragon. Another big chunk of global gold brings TSM right back to even in this game.
Insane stuff.
That's a Baron up SK still, don't forget. So they just pushed and took those objectives, despite the fact they took that Baron objective a moment ago.
Well, I think if casting 2 years of the European LCS has told me one thing, that at such a close game like this where SK do pick up a Baron, they're less likely than a lot of teams to actually be aggressive with that Baron. We've just seen there, nRated getting caught out actually with the Baron on. They've lost more than when they didn't have it.
And a lot of it does have to do with this TSM squad that they have. They're so strong grouped up. This Fed Kha'Zix is only going to be a real factor if TSM panic and split up again. Because if he goes all in, building full damage like this, Dyrus can lock him down super easily, as we've said. So really it's all about, can Svenskeren and CandyPanda coordinate their threats? Because Dyrus can't go for both of them.
SK trying to push forward and get some damage, but they are kind of lacking range when they want to get some poke on towards those towers, and they're taking more than they're giving, honestly. CandyPanda comes in, takes a couple of towers, almost takes the Howling Gale down to half hit points, has to back away and get some lifesteal.
Yeah, that could be a bit of a problem for them. That CandyPanda's getting incredibly close to that one. And the fact is that you're always at risk then of a big stun out of Bjergsen. Let's see, Svenskeren actually coming in. They're going to try and knock them away somewhat from that tower, but you see minions wiped out very, very quickly there as SK try and get in, and they don't want to risk this with CandyPanda at half health.
Yeah, really, their only options are to throw those bombs and those missiles from Svenskeren in over and over, because you cannot dive onto this team. The John and Monsoon is back up. Lustboy's ready this time. He's standing next to Turtle, which is going to be crucial.
And this is all they can do at the moment. There's the bomb. Thank you very much. Lots of gold. They are trying to set traps. They want to catch somebody out. They want to see if Lustboy is going to walk into those blind spots. WildTurtle step in. Just out of position, doesn't quite go for it. And they're not wandering helplessly into those woods. And that's really all SK had. They just tried to prove. They had a little bit of Baron buff, but they can't siege down. They can't pressure. They need TSM to make a mistake here.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody was going to be the point man for one of those plays, it would be Freddy, but look at his items. He does not have that much defense right now. His resistances are extremely low. He has no armor to deal with the barrage that WildTurtle is going to put out with that Blade of the Ruined King, Trinity Force, Phantom Dancer, and soon to be Infinity Edge. Once he gets Infinity Edge, Freddy's going to just melt.
You've got to hope to get in there and catch him out. Svenskeren, who gone full monstrosity Kha'Zix at this point. I mean,
just all
don't want that
damage
jumping
here.
on you.
I mean, is that a Bloodthirst or an Infinity Edge he's going to go towards next? I don't know. He just wants all of that damage in there. It can be fun, and it can be good if he can get on top of WildTurtle, but as you proved already, Monsoon can blow them away. Once you lose that gap closer, it's going to be tricky to close the gap once again.
Right, he's betting on catching TSM out, catching them a bit split. So it will pay off if he finds somebody on the side.
Oh, and it's Bjergsen, he's caught, but it turns that ultimate around. More of Harmonious just about keeping him in there, but amazing! Finds the target. They turn back on towards Dyrus. Dyrus does go down, but as they saw, immediately WildTurtle shreds down Freddy, and now it's a 4-on-3.
What's amazing going to do here? Will he follow through his Q landed? They're actually fairly low, and honestly, if CandyPanda comes back around this side, it could cause them problems. There's the bomb coming out. Bjergsen gets the stun onto nRated. He will flash. Here comes CandyPanda. Oh, not quite enough from still WildTurtle. And going in for that turret and summon a heal code. We don't get too carried away.
Okay, I'm just saying, Krepo was talking about the kills day after day after day. The heal and shield from Lustboy, crucial there, right at the last second. Holy moly.
Wow, this game is on a knife edge right now. Just 200 gold between the two teams, and provingly real picky fight. Svenskeren so close to zeroing out Bjergsen there, but quickly, amazing, comes to his support. An all-European brawl that TSM came out on top in this time around. CandyPanda again, kind of off the side, and he's struggling to get involved in these fights. He's very much trying to maneuver on the edge of it, which is exactly what you should do as the AD carry, but he can't get close enough to the actual big fight. Those carries are being protected so heavily.
They've split pushed about as much as you can really split push. They've got all the outer turrets down, and cracking through the inhibitor turrets is really the big issue for SK. And since they don't have the ward coverage to really control the map around Baron. As we said, makes it much harder for them to call those plays at mid. TSM really doing a good job of establishing control, a good 15 yards up in front of the Baron. Nice line here through the entire blue side jungle.
Looked like they were trying to make a play there to get CandyPanda, but that pesky pink ward, I think 3 people walked over before they realized it was there. Stop them from getting in, but they pretty much own this area of the map right now.
They're pushing mid.
And SK, yeah, that's the decision that SK are going to have to make. How do we work around this one? For now, they've got 5 men in that middle area. TSM pushing down towards the inner towers. SK looking to fight possibly.
Dyrus.
Never move catches on him, but they don't want to put the damage on towards the main tank. You can see they have shredded him down to half hit points. SK just slowly picking their targets. WildTurtle jumps up his Svenskeren, taken away and dropped by WildTurtle. Mega Inferno Bomb lands on WildTurtle. He's very low right now. And SK, can they try and take an advantage?
There's a recall going on here for WildTurtle. We're going to see Dyrus recalling, so SK are staying.
Well, they can't get much done. Obviously, they lost Svenskeren, so they're outnumbered here. TSM, well, all they really have to do is be able to defend this one push. It looks like they could even collapse. What? Bjergsen's not coming, but they're also doing a pincer here. This is only a 3-man pincer. Bjergsen needs to get there. He was clearing up topside. They have to let him. Oh!
They found Freddy. Freddy's in trouble, and he's going to get shredded once again while Turtle comes around. There is Bjergsen. And again, TSM find the picks, and it's SK trying to find them. There's the flash stun. CandyPanda locked up, taken down. Is it enough? No! He gets away. Dark Binding on amazing. The damage does not follow through from Jesiz, though.
Dyrus runs
TSM, they turn back to Baron once again.
So, as TSM do this Baron, they've got the vision control. Let's see how bold SK are with their face check. No, they're just going to completely trade it. All right, well, since they're not going to do anything here, let's go back to that first play that started all of this. Svenskeren jumping in on WildTurtle. It seemed like a suicide mission, but he had vision of Turtle. He did not have vision in the bush where Lustboy was, so he thought it was an isolated Turtle. If he was isolated, that would have been an execute. That would have been a 100% kill. He could have hopped right back out scot-free. However, because of the vision control of TSM, Lustboy sitting in that bush, no chance, made him look like a fool.
It's funny, that's the first Dragon out of 6 that SK Gaming actually have got this game. And look at the gold, there's less than 1,000 difference between the two teams. Obviously, SK getting that Baron and having a turret lead here also definitely helps them. You look at the kills for them, 6 for CandyPanda, 7 for Svenskeren. The 2 big players on this one. Freddy, 8 deaths to his name, not something that we've become used to from Freddy.
Yeah, he's dead weight in this game, honestly. He's been carrying hard so long that he's become a backpack himself, I think. At the moment, though, SK, we do see Guardian Angels popping in. Svenskeren and CandyPanda now picking them up.
Well, don't give him too hard of a time. Remember the name of this game for the first 30 minutes was just smash the top laner for both of these teams. Freddy and Dyrus taking a beating here. Dyrus has come out better, though. He weathered the storm fairly well. Back up there now by himself, being able to split push. His teleport ready once again. Let's see, though. CandyPanda down bottom. This is the opportunity for TSM to take an outer turret. Can they switch fast enough?
Long range stun not working yet.
Oh, Dyrus has to defend this, I think.
CandyPanda's pushing hard.
He could even probably die.
Somebody has to go back. Here goes Dyrus, and I'm not sure Dyrus can 1v1 him. This is going to be a tricky, tricky fight with that Guardian Angel on him. Lustboy can't caught out. Dark Binding on him. SK keeping them busy here. But remember, TSM have the Baron. This is all time delay, really.
CandyPanda continues. 4 men versus 4 in mid. Dyrus, oh, here we go. They're going to try and collapse onto CandyPanda. Dyrus needs to push down there with him, though, to stop that recall from CandyPanda coming in. Vision? Is he going to get away from this one? It's going to be close. The sapling going to go in. He's gone. Close, though.
Let's see. Look at this map movement from SK, though. They took that time while TSM were trying to cut off CandyPanda to swing up towards the top side.
They can take
what can you really gain from the top side? It's mostly wasted movement here from SK. They completely misposition themselves, and they give up a free turret because of that weird movement up to the top side of the map. There's nothing on the top side of the map for them to take. Baron's gone. There's not even vision control you need up there. huge win for TSM. They get the free turret and free inhibitor turret.
Gonna get on towards it. I think they may take it. Finally, Jesiz comes around. Wait, held it on towards that Mega Inferno bomb. Remember, this is a TSM Baron still. Hasn't run off yet, and they can quite easily tank through those turrets. And I tell you what, this inhibitor turret has not got a great deal of hit points left. They will be hard pressed to keep them off it in the next wave.
Gonna push on through. Can they finish that one off? It's very close. One more will do it. There they go. It's WildTurtle that gets in there for that one.
Candy used the ultimate. Didn't get anything.
Gales, they hit the binding. He was going to go in and kill Turtle, but once again, Lustboy to the rescue.
Inhibitor is the target. And I think SK may well back away from this one. Yeah, they're going to let TSM take it. Make sure they don't go any further on this one. And finally, one team makes the breakthrough into the base. Clears out the inhibitor. And SK Gaming now very much on the back foot, which honestly they have been for around about the last 15 minutes of this game.
Yep. Very, very good hold in the game now for TSM. They've got the pressure of super minions. They're the ones with the team fight comp. All they really have to worry about is mispositioning against this team. If somebody strays off too far, SK still have plenty of damage. They can easily take down a target who's out of position. CandyPanda, though, running into the jungle where they have absolutely zero vision. That's a little dangerous at this stage in the game.
Yeah, it's only really CandyPanda that's gone past the halfway point of the map here, I think, for SK in the last minutes. I mean, obviously SK have been trying to hold TSM to the mid so that CandyPanda could start to push things up, but now we see, and something that SK actually did earlier on in the game was group and push really quickly and decisively. They've not done that here for a while after falling back, and finally they're going to get some more wards down in TSM's jungle.
And something that I'm looking for now, especially since everybody's almost done with their builds, they've got plenty of money, you need to fully upgrade your sweepers for the team fights. They've got a Vayne and a Kha'Zix.
What are they doing?
Fully upgraded sweepers are huge for TSM. Well, they're just trying to stall CandyPanda, and the rest of TSM are going to start taking Nexus turrets.
They're going straight through. The Nexus turrets are all that's in their way, and SK Gaming are coming around behind them at the moment. This is not the position they want. They're going to come around. Can they catch on towards Lustboy? They're taking down the Nexus turrets. WildTurtle shreds it down. That's one down. Teleport comes in. Dyrus joins the fight. Svenskeren's the focus target. That's Bjergsen's ultimate going down. They're going to lump on towards him. They're going to catch on Lustboy. WildTurtle picked over the side here. That's a double for Svenskeren. He locks in, goes for the reset on towards Bjergsen. One more hit, gets it, and SK Gaming have just cleared out TSM with an ace.
They got them split up, baited them into the base. SK come in. TSM completely scatter in there. Turtle is without his support, down by the Nexus turrets, but Bjergsen's up by the top turret, and they get isolated. It's an ace. That could be the game.
There's a 40-second death timer on this one. SK Gaming are just going to charge up the mid lane. I'm not sure they've got the time. This is going to be really tricky. The first one to spawn is Lustboy. He has got Monsoon to try to blow them away. They're going to tank out as much as they can here, and SK Gaming are going for it.
They've got a lot of damage coming in. Look at the spawn time. It's crucially 20 seconds there or thereabouts.
Oh my God.
The rest are going to take longer, and SK Gaming are moving in for the kill here. That one Nexus turret will go down, and nRated falls to the tower. Second Nexus turret falls. Lustboy's coming up in 3, but SK Gaming get the ace inside of their base and win the game.
Oh my God.
So TSM did not have to force anything. They decide to corral themselves inside by these turrets, and then they just get pulled apart. And their battle lines, once they break their battle lines, it's just like the Greek phalanx. Like, if you guys break your line, then you lose all the power of your team.
And SK Gaming fans will be asking, what could have been? That's for sure. Yeah. They end their World Championships 2 wins, 4 losses, and they also force Team Solomid into a potential matchup against Samsung White, who are currently the #1 seed over in Group A, and that is going to be a very hard best of 5 for TSM to face, because they can no longer go to a tiebreaker versus Starhorn Road Club.
Yep, successful spoiler pulled off here for SK. You can see it, the faces of TSM.
Especially after AHQ have just taken down EDG in the previous match as well. You've got to be thinking as a TSM player, you know, if we win this, if we manage to get that tiebreaker and then beat Royal Club, on paper and realistically from what we've seen so far here in